Hello everyone, this is from Dreamers Park Solutions. In this presentation, DPS will discuss about two major changes happening right now for international nurses. First, U.S. immigration and green card process changes. Second, new English exam requirements from HRSA and CGFNS. And honestly, these two changes are deeply connected. Because the U.S. healthcare system is starting to look for a different type of international nurse. Not just someone who can pass exams, but someone who can communicate well, adapt long-term, and successfully build a future in the American healthcare system. Right now, two major shifts are happening at the same time. Number 1, immigration and green card process changes. Number 2, English proficiency exam updates. Many people think these are separate issues, but actually, they reflect one larger trend. The U.S. healthcare system is becoming more selective, more communication-focused, and more long-term oriented. Why does this matter so much? Because immigration is no longer simply about entering America. Now the focus is, can this person succeed long-term in the U.S. healthcare system? Hospitals are becoming more cautious. Immigration review is becoming stricter. Communication ability is becoming more important. And sponsorship decisions are becoming more selective. One important trend is increased H-1B scrutiny. There is now more cautious sponsorship, longer retrogression, and stronger immigrant intent review, especially for international students already inside the United States. This creates a lot of uncertainty. In the past, many students believed, once I enter the U.S., I will figure it out later. But that mindset is becoming much riskier now. F1 and O. PT nursing students. O. PT is not a long-term guarantee. RN students must plan earlier for sponsorship and immigration timing, and many RN students underestimate how quickly O. PT time passes. Unlike STEM fields, most nursing students do not receive STEM O. PT extensions. That means many students have only about 1 year to pass N, CLEX, secure sponsorship, complete visa screen, and stabilize immigration timing. That is a very short window. One very important thing international nursing students inside the United States should understand is this. Some nursing students or PT nurses may waive the English exam requirement for visa screen because they graduated from certain U.S. nursing programs conducted in English. However, that does not automatically solve the immigration timeline problem. Why? Because current green card retrogression and processing delays are becoming much longer. And for many students, the OPT period alone may not be long enough to safely remain in status while waiting for immigration processing. This means many international nursing students may eventually face another difficult decision. Continue studying for a higher degree, or risk losing legal status. In reality, some students may need to enter MSN programs, NP programs, DNP programs, or other advanced education pathways, mainly to maintain visa status longer while waiting for immigration progress. And honestly, this can mean more years in school, more tuition, more financial pressure, and more uncertainty. This is why immigration planning is becoming just as important as nursing school itself. Today, simply becoming an RN is no longer enough. Students now need long-term immigration awareness, financial planning, and realistic timeline strategies. Therefore, both inside the U.S. and outside the U.S., the biggest risk right now is this mindset, I will figure it out later. That mindset is becoming increasingly dangerous in today's immigration environment. Because now, immigration timelines are longer, sponsorship is becoming more selective, retrogression is more unpredictable, and policy changes are happening faster than before. For students inside the U.S., waiting too long can mean OPT expiration, loss of legal status, or expensive additional education simply to remain in status. For nurses outside the U.S., delaying N, CLEX, English exams, or sponsorship preparation can mean missing hiring cycles, longer visa delays, or falling behind during retrogression periods. The reality is, Timing itself has become part of immigration strategy. Today, long-term planning matters more than ever. At the same time, major English exam changes are also happening. TOEIC will no longer be accepted for visa screen after May 12, 2026. This is a major shift for many international nurses, especially in Asia, where TOEIC was widely used, and this change represents something bigger. The U.S. healthcare system is moving away from test-focused English and toward real communication-focused English. Now let's talk about the new requirements. For RN and BS level healthcare workers, overall score 55, speaking 76, reading, writing, and listening 62. The speaking requirement is especially important because this reflects a growing focus on real-world healthcare communication skills, not just grammar, not just vocabulary, but actual clinical communication. HRSA is now emphasizing patient safety, clinical communication, and real-world communication skills. This tells us something very important. The future of healthcare immigration is becoming more communication-centered. Hospitals want nurses who can communicate with physicians, educate patients, document clearly, and function safely in fast-paced clinical environments. So what will strong international nurse candidates need moving forward? They will need strong communication, early NCLEX completion, sponsor readiness, adaptability, and long-term planning. In other words, being a good nursing student alone is no longer enough. Now students also need immigration awareness. For nurses outside the United States, this may actually make direct B3 immigrant sponsorship more important, because temporary pathways inside the U.S. are becoming more uncertain. That means faster NCLEX completion, early English preparation, and direct immigrant sponsorship strategies may become even more valuable. Timing is becoming part of immigration strategy itself. For nurses already inside the U.S., immigration-aware planning is becoming essential. Students need to research sponsorship history, understand immigration timelines, plan NCLEX early, and evaluate long-term pathways carefully. Because simply being inside America no longer guarantees stability. Long-term strategy matters more than ever now. The future trend is very clear. The goal is no longer only entering America. The goal is building a sustainable long-term future inside the U.S. healthcare system. That means communication, professionalism, adaptability, and long-term career growth are becoming more important than ever. Immigration policies may change, English requirements may change, timelines may become longer than we expected, and sometimes it may feel like the destination keeps moving farther away. But every step you take still matters. Every exam you pass, every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome, they are all moving you forward, even when progress feels slow. Success is not always about reaching the finish line quickly. Sometimes it is about having the courage to continue when the path becomes uncertain. Keep learning, keep growing, keep believing in your purpose, and most importantly, keep moving forward, because the people who eventually reach their goals are often not the fastest. They are the ones who refused to stop. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with other international nurses. This is from Dreamers Park Solutions, and see you in the next video. Thank you.